Hey guys, President's team member Laura Meister here. I have to admit, I'm the one with the difficulties here, so thanks for bearing with me. But I think we've got it all set up now. So I can't tell you how much my phone has been blowing up since that 8 o'clock call Central Time. So thank you to Brooke Kerwin and her team. Very, very cool. And we've got a really jam-packed call for you tonight. I'm super excited to kind of go into some of the great stuff that we have for you this evening as tab team members. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my topic. And again, give me just a half a second so that I can pull up what I need to do here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and pull this up. And I wanted to share with you something I've personally been working on, and a couple people in my team have also been working on that's really helped them in getting 3-day trial packs out. So if you're a panelist, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see my PowerPoint? Perfect, okay. So I just kind of want to let you know some of the different ways that we're getting things out and kind of how it started. So you all probably know that social media has been a really big way that we've been getting out 3-day trials, which is awesome. And many of us, myself included, have been in Herbalife for a couple years now. I'm actually about to celebrate my 9th year. So a lot of my social media friends I've talked to are on products or are in Herbalife somewhere, may or may not be in my organization. So while I really like social media, and I have tab team members that like social media, it's not always as large of a pool of people as it might be for someone who's brand new coming into the business. So I looked at some resources that were available that I could utilize, and this is what I came up with for getting out more 3-day trials. So I mixed in a couple different ways to find contacts I could reach out to so I could get my invites out every single day, you guys. I do 6 days a week getting my invitations out, come heck or high water. And these are all the different ways in which I find names. So Facebook, old clients, people who never ordered that I may have done a profile with in the past, distributors who are at a 0 or close to it, supervisors who are a 0 or close to it, and then, the one I don't have on here is new people, which I'll talk a little bit about at the end. But I'm going to go in depth on these last 4. Old clients, people who've never ordered, distributors who are 0s, and supervisors who are 0s. So I took a little picture. This is me reaching out to my invites one day for people who were at one point on product. So if they were at one point on product with me, I know they have a file in my file cabinet. And I clean out that file about every 5 years. So I have people in there who haven't ordered in probably 4.5 years, some of them. So I pull out the files. You can see in the bottom left corner, those files have a 3 in the corner if you look really close. Because after I send them a text message, I write a 3 on their folder so I know who I've invited, and then I put them back in the folder. You can see on my computer, I can text from my computer, but I have a text message up right there to somebody. And I wanted to show you a little bit about what that text looks like. So this is Sirius. She is a woman who came into our nutrition club for a while. She's a school bus driver. And you can see if you guys look at this text message, I do a little bit of, hey, this is Laura from Sapphire Nutrition in Eden Prairie. And then I literally copy and paste the text that we all use from the GetStarted247.com website. And you'll see that it starts to work. She asks for the link, I say yes, I send it to her, and she says, I'll let you know by tomorrow. So with people who have been clients with me before, this has been one of the ways I reach out to them. I choose text message. You also could do email if you collect that. That's worked pretty well. And I'm going to share some of my results here in a little bit as well. Another group of people are individuals that I did profiles with at one point and they never purchased product. And again, I save these files for about 5 years. Now, if somebody comes in and doesn't purchase product from me, I know I don't make them a file. I paperclip their work together, and I have one file with just tons and tons of people who've never ordered in the past 5 years. So you'll see on the first sheet, there is in highlighter pink, a number 3 up in the top right corner. I put a little 3 up there after I've invited them to a 3-day trial. That's how I keep track of these particular names and numbers. And again, I choose to text these guys for the most part. And you'll see the text message is almost exactly the same. The one thing I do different with these guys is my first line says, this is Laura Meister with Herbalife. We worked together for a bit the last part of 2013. in helping you achieve some of your health goals. Because these guys might not know who I am. I mean, if I worked with them in 2013, that was almost 3 years ago. So I just want to remind them I'm with Herbalife, that we sat down at one point, and then again, it's copy and paste text from the Get Started 247 website. So it's been a really great way for me to add in a group of people to contact that aren't just social media. We refer to sometimes as low-hanging fruit. Like at one point, they were either on product or interested in product. So this has been a really great way to get the word out to more people. We thought it might be nice to share with those of you, Active World Team and above. You probably have some clients like this. So moving on then to distributors, this has been something that I've really enjoyed doing for a few reasons. If somebody has signed up in Herbalife at any point in time, I have a good enough relationship with them that I feel like I can reach out and rekindle some of those friendships. And it's just been really fun for me to do that since Denver. So I've done some screenshots because, as you guys know, technology is not my strength. So instead of trying to show you live on a website, I just went here. So if you go to your downline reports and you click member volume, this is exactly how I run this report. Click member volume and I click run report now on that little blue button. And this type of report comes out. I'm not going to go in depth with you on this report. What I am going to show you is the very column A, you can see what member level they are. So all of the number ones are people that I signed up at one point. Okay, so that's kind of the first group of people that I've been working with. I really like to color code, so what I've been doing to keep track of this is every time I send somebody a message, and I'll show you what that message looks like, I color code them in orange. When they get on a 3-day trial, I color code them in green. And this is just a document that I save on my desktop, and I pull up if these are gonna be the people that I invite today. If I decide I'm gonna go for low activity members, I called them very politically correct up here. So that's how I keep track of it on my desktop. It's been a really great way to do this. And this is what that information looks like. I email these guys. Email is really easy to pull off of those reports. And again, you're gonna see it says almost exactly what it says on one of the messages from Get Started 247. The only difference is that beginning first line. I'm going through my list of people who have been on Herbalife before and enjoyed it. Okay, so this woman, I have this particularly on here for a reason. You see it says, I don't know that you and I ever had the pleasure of working together because Jeannie is someone I've never met. She was under a supervisor who never really did Herbalife, just kind of dropped off, didn't really take care of their clients. And I wanted to reach out to the people underneath that individual. So I'm inviting Jeannie to try a 3-day trial pack to restart her program. And you'll see it's the exact text from Get Started 247. So if you're digging through your lines and you're finding these people that may have rolled up to your front line if you've been in Herbalife long enough and you don't know who they are, that's what I've been doing. And I've been getting some really great response from these guys because they may or may not have had a really invested coach when they started on Herbalife. So here's my results from reaching out to my distributors, not my supervisors, in 2 months, September and October. So I've contacted 29 members. 5 people have got started on a 3-day trial. Here's the results. Amanda is down 22 pounds and in 2 months has ordered 288 volume points. Allie joined our Fit Camp with a brand new friend just last week, and she's ordered 241 volume points and brought somebody into the community. Carla is down 7 pounds and 267 volume points. Rosie joined our weight loss challenge and did 186 volume points. And Debbie also joined our weight loss challenge and did 740 volume points. Debbie and I had a really good relationship about 5 years ago, and I kind of just lost touch with her. So as soon as I got back on, she was ordering skincare and her lean and fit, and she was ordering her kids' shakes. She just needed a little something. So going from 0 volume points to 740 over 8 weeks. So in 2 months of 5 distributorships, that's 1,722 volume points added to my personal volume. So that's what's happened to the people that were members. Okay, I'm checking my phone to see if I have questions. I don't see any yet from the leadership. So I'm going to move on, but I'll keep checking my phone, leaders, if you've got some questions for me to address. This is what I've been doing for the low activity supervisors in my team. So it's similar from the report standpoint. Instead of member volume, you click supervisor volume and click run report, okay? This is the type of report that's going to pop up for you. Again, that first column is going to be the supervisor level. I'm focusing on level 1 first because I'm directly responsible for them. And then, go through the first 3 levels. Identify all the supervisors you would work with. What I mean by that is, if I go backwards here, like you, excuse me, you guys will see Matthias Halbaka Peterson. Jesse and Matthias are millionaire team members on their way to 7.5 mil. They don't need me to reach out for a 3-day trial. Heather Burke is on here. So there's people on here on this front line that I just deleted off of my report because I would never offer them a 3-day trial. So that's what I meant by identify all supervisors. And then this is it color coded. So it's kind of the same. The green is the people I've reached out to. The orange is the people who've started. And the blue are the people who are on product already or are doing the business. So I haven't highlighted them in any other things. So you guys can kind of see who I've reached out to and who I haven't. And this is what those messages look like. So this is a couple of interactions, and I have these ones on here particularly for a reason. So I'll be honest, I'm sure Global Expansion Team member Becky Middlestead is on the phone, and it's kind of funny because I did not want to reach out to Jennifer Schmieg. And Becky kept encouraging me to swallow my ego and do it anyway because she had talked to Jennifer, and Jennifer had made mention she might be interested in a 3-day trial. So it was Jennifer's 49th birthday, and I Facebook messaged her and said, happy birthday. We haven't talked in about 4 years. So she messaged me, was like, I've been thinking about you. I'd love to get started again on product. So you guys will see my first message to her says, how funny, I'd be happy to help. And then it's that exact text message from Get Started 247. I would suggest starting a 3-day trial program. It's only $20, amazing way to start. She must have asked me about the 90-day challenge. So that's why I've got some of that in there as well, because I'm responding to something she said. But then you can see she says, this is important. Thank you so much. Logging on to order my 3-day trial right now. Just went for a walk. Happy birthday to me. So I said, okay, awesome. If I share a 3-minute video with you, would you watch it? She says, yes. I say, I love working with people in your position. And what you can't see on here is, I said to her, Jennifer, would you let me get you a 3-day trial pack? There's some goodies that I put in there that you will really benefit from, and I want to make sure you get them. So she agreed to that. She actually ordered a 3-day trial pack so she could get the volume, and then she brought in her 3-day trial pack and traded me out for one that I had put goodies in. That makes sense. And the goodies I'm speaking about are the referral coupons, the instruction sheet, the snack list, and the meal list. So I wanted to make sure that she had all of those and she got a full experience as if she were a brand new client. So that's what happened with Jennifer. She got started now and is doing great. And then I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm going to explain. Charla was frontline to Jennifer. Now Charla's frontline to me because Jennifer was inactive long enough. So I reached out to Charla and put some personal language in there about how she's been on my heart and I've been thinking about her. And then I copy and pasted the text message from getstarted247.com. You'll see we have some interaction here, some conversation here, which is great. And then we set up a time for her to come in and get her 3-day trial pack after she watches the video. So that's how I've been working with Frontline. It's a little bit different because I have some long-standing relationships with these guys, but I make sure that the text that they get is still right off of the website so that they really get to experience it as if they're a new client. So here's the results from that. I've had 17 supervisors contacted since Denver. 6 of them have gotten started on a 3-day trial. Jeannie has ordered 373 volume points. She's always just been a consumer. She's great. Autumn's ordered 1,559. She has a couple people now interested. She works at the casino. Jennifer, who was that first one I showed you, has potential to coach again. She's got some people interested. She's feeling it out. 695 volume points. Brenda, some of you may know Brenda. Brenda was a global expansion team member that just had life kind of happen. She's watched the Success Details 247 video. She's gotten on the Monday night Zooms last week and tonight, and she's ordering her 10-pack. So she's one that's starting to re-engage. 2,878 volume points. Elena is the same thing, the video and the Zoom. She's ordered a 10-pack, and she's placed 3,401 volume points. And Natasha actually is starting today, and she's so excited. Super cute. So total volume for 2 months, 6 distributorships in my royalties, you guys, 8,906 volume points. So that's what's happened so far. And I'm getting some questions. I have one more slide left, but let me read this. Yes, I do put referral rewards inside of the 3-day trial pack. I got that question here. I put referral rewards in because the distributors aren't interested in doing the business yet. The supervisors have since stopped doing the business. I want them to see the whole 10 steps for 2 reasons. First of all, they're either going to decide, hey, I want to do this as a business, and then they're going to have experienced it with referral coupons and everything else, or they're going to decide, I don't want to do this as a business, but I want to send friends and family to Laura because I know what kind of experience they're going to get. Okay, here's my last, 2 slides. Pointers. If you're talking with someone you've worked with before, make sure you send the recommended messages to them right off of the website. Don't create anything new. Ensure that they watch the 3-day trials detailed video and treat them like they're brand new for all the reasons I just said. And finally, you guys, mix up the ways in which you're reaching out to people so you don't exhaust one method. So out of 6 days a week, I mix it up. Sometimes it's Facebook, sometimes it's inactive soups, sometimes it's inactive distributors, sometimes it's inactive clients, and most important, I'm always on the search for new people. So before I turn it over to our next presenter, I'll give you a little teaser. Next week, I'll be talking on the Monday night Zoom, and the topic will be, how do you get brand new people introduced to the 3-day trial? So stay tuned for that. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to President's Team member Maurice Smith.
All right. Thank you, Laura. That was really awesome training. I appreciate you doing that for all of us. And, I got pretty excited because, after 17.5 years, Sandra and I, we've got a pretty big list. And, while we're working every day to make new contacts and then work with their referrals to reach out and build those webs, still, we don't want to leave anybody behind. And we know that, for most people, it's just a matter of the right timing, and maybe the time wasn't right for them to follow through last year or 5 years ago or 10 years ago, but, it could be now. So by reaching out to them, making it easy for them to say yes, make it easy for them to say no, just like Jim Rohn taught us to do. So thank you for that training. It's phenomenal. So hello, everybody. Like Laura said, I'm Maurice Smith, and checking in from our home here. My wife, Sandra, is sitting in the other room. From Arizona in the United States, for those of you that are in the other countries or maybe watching the replay in another country or somewhere. And 17.5 years ago when we got started, this is what we wanted. We wanted the ability to work wherever we wanted to work, right? And so it's been amazing being able to do that. I know we've got a lot of new active world team members on the line tonight, so congratulations to all the new active world team. We're excited for you guys and appreciate all that you're doing to help everybody and to better yourselves and to offer opportunity to others that you meet as well. So a couple things here. First of all, I know we've gotten a lot of questions about, hey, how do we make for especially the other countries, okay, where your primary language is not English. We've had questions about, hey, can we copy the website? How can we copy the website? What do we need to do? And that's a great question. And I know everybody, like, in America, speaking English wouldn't think of that, right? Because it'd be crazy to go and make a copy and not have, the main site, okay? But for the other countries, sometimes, it makes sense. Something needs to be done. I know up in Canada, there's some different price points that they need to hit, or you guys need to hit. And so, a version was needed up there. And so they went upline to their upline founder circle member, in this case, Leslie Stanford, said, hey, what do we need to do? They worked together. We got a solution as a team. And so Canada, it's both English and a French version, okay? And so in some of the other areas where you guys need that, okay, first of all, it's just to answer the question, no, it's not okay to just go copy the website. And, first of all, most of this is just gathered up from everybody else in Herbalife and what Herbalife's got on the My Herbalife website and all that. So it's not like there's any, secrets, or not like anybody can have the information. But what happens is when somebody goes and makes a copy of a website with an Herbalife, like Herbalife distributor website, then whoever has the original website kind of by default winds up being a little bit responsible. So if something's happening with that website, or Herbalife looks at it and goes, there's a little something off with that, then they wind up coming back to, whoever had the original. And, and so it could cause some ethics problem, definitely cause some legal problems. And so, just the bottom line is, no, don't make a copy, but go upline to whoever it was that invited you, into this system that we're using. Maybe they emailed you, maybe they called you, however it was they contacted you or you contacted them, get a hold of them and say, hey, what can we do? We got a different language, we got a different country, different volume requirements, we have to hit, stuff like that, and let's work on a solution together, okay? So now, you guys, the step-by-step worksheet, last Monday night on the Zoom, Amber introduced it and gave us a phenomenal training on the basics of how to use it. We're gonna get a lot more tonight here coming up next. But before we dig into that, I just wanna share with you, the importance of it and the power of it, I guess. And most of you guys probably could send me a list of power reasons to use this thing longer than I've already come up with. But when Sandra and I got started, we took this checklist. Now, I was working 6 and sometimes 7 days a week in my job. And, our time was very little that we had. We got this checklist. We were excited. And we taped it up on the wall. And we made it our mission in those first 10 days to accomplish every single thing on that checklist. It gave us confidence, and it gave us certainty that we could get up and running, start putting money in our pockets, help other people, and build a business. And we wanted a royalty check. Of course we want to make daily retail cash, but man, we saw a marketing plan. We wanted royalty checks, and I know you guys do too. That's how you got to have $500 royalty check, and that's why you're here. So this worksheet, you guys, adding it into our system is, I don't want to say it's the final piece, but it's the piece that ties it all together. So you can think of it, or I think of it sort of as like the secret sauce to building royalties. Okay. Now, when in our system, 10 packs out and 5 new clients, the 10-5, what's that? That's retail. That's direct sales, which is critical. Our whole company's built on that, direct sales, retail sales model, right? And then optionally, if you want to, you can also tap into the payment plan of the 555, right? The royalties and the production bonuses. Well, to get into that, you've got to sponsor the one, okay? And our system's set up with the successdetails247.com to where sponsoring that one, is really pretty simple. But you're not going to earn a royalty unless that one coach, and of course we're not just talking about one coach, right? You probably want to get one new coach a month, or whatever your plan calls for, right? And build that wide front line. But if they don't get into action and successfully doing volume, then there's no royalty, right? They never get to supervisor, you never have any royalties, right? Maybe a nice wholesale check, but never any royalties. So getting them up and running successfully is critical. And the key to doing that is having a step-by-step worksheet so you know exactly what to do with them. It conserves your time, and it conserves their time. Listen, most folks getting started, they don't have a lot of time, right? So they need to get up and running quickly. Now, you can grow a royalty by teaching your front line, okay? But when your front line can do the same thing you're doing because you're following an exact step-by-step system and not deviating, just following it exactly, and you're teaching them how to do it quickly and efficiently, and you can transfer those skills to them by modeling it for them, and then they start getting their guys going with the same thing. That's where you've got the opportunity for massive growth and consistently grow a large royalty check. So you guys, this step-by-step worksheet, it's like the secret sauce to growing royalties. And you want to use this for you and the new guys that you bring in to master the 10-5-1-R system with those 10 steps. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to 30K Senior Executive President's team member, Amber Wick, on how to use this thing.
Thanks, Maurice. I so love listening to you, and that's what Jason and I call it. We call it the secret sauce. I even have, it's my first notes, secret sauce to building royalties. So you guys can tell the leadership group is very excited about this worksheet as well. Okay, so I have all kinds of notes on here and highlighted. I'm gonna walk you through the 10 steps and just some tips and pointers that I'm using for it. But let me just give you a few things, and Maurice covered a few of them. Number one, you guys, I would just say personally commit to it. It duplicates, and duplication is the name of the game. So even if you are super like organized and you have a way to know exactly where all your brand new coaches are in the 10 steps, and maybe that's just an awesome natural skill of yours, it's probably not an awesome natural skill of everybody that you're going to sponsor into the business. So I would say commit to doing it because it does duplicate. So this is one of the things that we've gotten so far, you guys, is what if you already have coaches and maybe they're at 35% or 42%, maybe they've even been with you for 3 weeks, and you know that they're doing their first few mini profiles and they're starting to get people committed to the lean and fits. You're like, well, do I go back and do I do the worksheet with them? Yes. And I would say just from a modeling perspective, I might even pick up the phone and say, okay, Allison, I know that you're at 35% and I know that you already had 2 people commit to the lean and fit. Just for the sake of you bringing your next brand new coach through the system, why don't you and I sit down and I'm just gonna get her caught up. So if I know she's through steps 6, you guys, then I'm just gonna sit down with her and I'm gonna go through steps 1 through 6 quickly and acknowledge her for getting that done. And I'm gonna say, okay, great. So you and I are on step 7. So get your worksheet out, I'll get my worksheet out. So even if you have coaches that are partially through, just get them up to speed so that you're modeling for them and so that they're gonna get in the habit of using the worksheet for their coaches as their coaches come through. Okay, second thing is, I want you guys to have a little bit of posture. So you have maybe seen that video from Jane Clark, and she'll say something like, so Laura, if you do really great on the 3-day trial, I'll consider you taking you on as a client. Does that sound good? Right? And she's like, right, if you do really well. So think of it, same thing, you guys, with using the worksheet. Like if you do really well and you go through the 10 steps and you work with me and you're teachable, then I'll consider taking you on and mentoring you as a full-time coach, or whatever kind of language feels natural to you. But I at least want you to have the energy of the same kind of posture that Jane talks about when she's talking about a 3-day trial. So vision, you guys, how a perfect coach might go through this. Like if you could vision, I'm gonna vision my next president's team member and exactly how they would go through this. I want you to treat everybody that you bring through the worksheet as if they're your next brand new president's team member. Brett Harris used to teach a group of us that all the time. He would say, when you guys have somebody that's a brand new member and they say they want to coach, you vision as if they're your next president's team member. And how would you really treat your next president's team member? At least treat everybody that way as you're bringing them through the worksheet, and you guys let them disqualify themselves. So if it gets to step 4 and for some reason they don't text and they don't Facebook and they don't set up a 3-day trial party and they have no other way to get packs out, it's okay. They're just letting you know that maybe it's not for them yet. Okay, so they let them stop along the pathway wherever they might. That is what there's these like, before moving on to the next step, schedule and complete a call with your mentor. You guys, that's designed on purpose. If they're excited about coaching, they're gonna schedule a call with the mentor. If they don't, I'm telling you, there is no need for you to get on the phone with them and call them and beg them and text them and Facebook them 5 times and ask them when they're gonna be completed with step 4, okay? They're just speaking to you where they're at. Okay, Maurice mentioned this, just let me mention it as well before we go on. He said, leverage your time. Okay, so this is, I'm going to just say for you guys, you active rolled and above, you probably already have 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 people that you could possibly bring through, okay, the worksheet. Your brand new person, you guys, when they get their first coach, okay, this happens all the time, right? You have a 35 or 42% and they get their first coach, and what do? They want to spend an hour with them on step 1, coaching them through the appointment. Okay, now I know you guys won't do that because you know what it is like, right, to duplicate. And from a leveraging time perspective, you know that does not duplicate. So that is something that you guys might need to model for your brand new coach, is the importance of how much time to spend on each step, because they might have an hour to spend right now, but this is the name of the game. If they're working with somebody spending an hour with that person, even if they have the time. That person might be like, oh, goodness gracious, I don't know if I can ever do this business because I can't spend an hour for every one of these 10 steps. Most people already have part-time or full-time jobs and they're building their business around what they're currently doing. So let's be sure that we model for them that it's duplicatable, that they don't need to spend an hour on each one of the 10 steps. All right. Some pointers, not much. It's pretty self-explanatory. On each one of, oh boy. Wow. Can you guys, I can't find you. Hold on. There you are. Okay. Can I get a thumbs up, panelists? Can you see the screen? Can you see the worksheet? Okay, thank you. Okay. So there is some obvious at the top. Have them fill that out. I sit there and fill that out with them. Remember, they don't know what a Prez team is. Okay, they're brand new. So explain to them who the Upline Prez team is. This box under live trainings and workshops, fill it all out for them. Even the 2 extravaganzas, one in California and one in Atlanta, fill out the dates. They don't have to know what it is. Just let them know that they might want to block these times off of their calendar. To the right of getregistered247.com, just a pointer, I put the password in there for them, or tell them what the password is. Okay, and then I also let them know that the passwords are good for 1 calendar month. They're always updated on the 1st of each calendar month, and to get connected to their team Facebook page, and that's where they're going to, or however you guys do that, that's where they're going to receive the updated passwords each month. Okay, step 1. I think a few of these are super self-explanatory, and I don't even need to go over with them. And a few of them might require you guys me to describe a little bit. So, for example, understand how to use Monday Zoom. Hence the word understand. It might be valuable in my 15-minute appointment with the coach. I'm really going to explain what is the Monday Zoom, how can they utilize it, and again, what is the password, and let them know that it's updated monthly. So that requires me you guys to have a little bit of a conversation with them. Also, print the Getting Started Options document and watch the video. I still want to have a conversation with them about this because I want to talk to them about the value of a 500-point order and 3 lean-in fits, or a 1,000-point order and 6 lean-in fits. Not only that, but that next checklist that says create your personal product goals with your mentor. So I have this conversation at the same time, because if they have personal product goals and they need to purchase some personal products, plus there's 3 or 6 lean-in fits, I'm going to help them with that order. So I'm going to assist them in getting to the 500 or 1,000-point order. That's why it says before you place your order or move on to the next step, it just gives you guys an opportunity to have the conversation about the value of a 500 or 1,000-point order and having the 3 or the 6 lean-in fits on hand, plus any products they need for their own personal results. Okay, I think step 2 is pretty self-explanatory. Again, if you have somebody that's not tech savvy or isn't Facebook or social media savvy, that's probably a conversation for you to have. Step 3, I also, you guys, I find it pretty self-explanatory. The one thing that I do is when they let me know what their Go Herbalife site is, I write it down on here so I have it documented because I keep this in my business binder, and then I go online and I look at it. So I'm like, okay, let me go online to goherbalife.com/whatever it is. And I just, you guys, there are different, right? You could have a sports background theme or a weight loss background theme or a business background theme. So I'm like, oh, awesome. It looks like you have the Herbalife 24 theme. That looks great. That's it. But I want them to know that I know that I'm on their site. All right, step 4, a little bit of work here, okay? So they can review. I love the new step 4 document. You guys check it out because we added what Brooke just taught and her team, Brooke and her team taught tonight. We added the 3-day trial party details as a step 3 on the, oh gosh, this is going to be on the step 4 document, okay? We added it as an option on the step 4 document. Let me say that. So this says review the document, which is great. Then message or text or Facebook 10 people. I think that's self-explanatory. If they're bold enough to do it, awesome. And then review the process of how to respond. So this is like teaching them how to text back when somebody says, yeah, I'm interested in watching the video. You might have to have a conversation with them. Initially, you guys, they're going to be like, can't I just send the password? And they're going to want to just send the password. So this might involve a conversation between you and them, explaining to them why they don't just send the text and the password all right away. Another thing, I prep them on step 4. So this is where you guys, they're going to start to receive some feedback from the people that they Facebook private message or they text. So I don't know about you guys, but some of our coaches are getting questions like, well, how much does it cost after? Okay, or before? Does that make sense? This is when you have to help them field these questions like, Is it gluten-free? I mean, you guys can imagine you're probably getting all the texts as well. Can you do this long distance? Okay, so this is where I let them know. As soon as you receive a text, you contact me, okay, and then I'll help you with a text back. Because I want to make sure that they feel confident. And if they feel comfortable texting back or private messaging back right away, awesome, it's great. And if they don't, I want them to know that that's where I come into play as a coach to support them and responding back to any question that they might not know how to respond with. So I set them up, you guys, with that for step 4 so they feel really confident in their responses. Okay, and remember, before moving on to every step, the ball is in their court. They schedule a call with you. Okay, step 5, pretty self-explanatory. The only thing about step 5 in the mini profiles, if you guys have the ability to do mini profiles with them a few times, great. If you guys are all working in a hub and you are geographically close to your coach, we find that beneficial to do some with them and their client initially. You can also do that with FaceTime or Zoom if they're long distance. And the one tip I give them here, it says download the referral text photo and print the 10 referral reward certificates. I teach them how to have a folder on their phone, and when they're downloading these photos, to keep the photos in a particular folder. Like I literally have a folder called 3-day trial, and then there's like 5 photos that go in that 3-day trial folder on my phone. Step 6, pretty self-explanatory. I just want them to take a picture and send it to me as they're documenting, so I have some confidence that they know how to utilize it. Step 7, same thing. When they're downloading these 3-day trial follow-up photos for day 1, 2, and 3, I'm like, okay, great. Remember the folder that you created in step 5? Just put these other photos in that folder. Okay, this is another thing that here, you guys, you want to make sure that they're supported and any questions they might get on follow-up. So as they're sending their text and all of a sudden they get a text back and they don't know how to answer it, I just want to let them know if there's anything that you don't know how to answer, you contact me first before you respond to them, and then I'll support you in any of those responses. Again, the whole idea is I want them to feel supported. Step 8. Okay, step 8, this is another opportunity for you to model for it and do it with them if you guys are geographically close. If not, you can still do it there's so many of these, right? On Zoom, I was gonna say on Voxer, but on Zoom or in your hub. Okay, step 9, I find a lot of people are excited to create this, and because it takes a little bit of time to create their follow-up binder, the video from Sandra Smith on there is spectacular. There's no teaching for any of us to do on step 9. What there is some acknowledgement and some recognition. Like, I'm like, let me see your binder, and sometimes they have a cool cover page, and they're like, look, I have these tabs, and I have my monthly tracker, my 10-pack tracker, and they're all excited, okay? So this is an awesome time for like just show and tell almost. And then step 10, I do some explaining of how I utilize step 10. And I take that step 10 worksheet and I explain to them that when somebody commits to a lean and fit, in order to keep them progressing as a retail customer or a discount customer or a coach, how they might be able to utilize that step 10 document. Okay, let's stop share. I'm gonna look here and see, do we have any questions? I think we have a few questions. I'll read these before I move on, you guys. Okay, it looks good. Okay, one thing, you guys, before moving on, and I'm turning the call over to 2 amazing individuals, is in order to, I'll even say something like this on each block where it says, before moving on to the next step, schedule and complete a call with your mentor. Okay, I might say something like this. I might say, okay, Laura, that is step 6. We're going to print the weekly and the monthly tracker. So I could say this. I could say, so Laura, you just contact me when that's done, and you let me know when you want to move on to the next step. Okay, that's an option. Okay, or I could say, so Laura, when do you think you're going to have that done? And she might say, okay, I can have that done, by tonight. And I'd say, okay, so are you feeling like you want to just contact me to schedule the next appointment, or would you like to schedule our next appointment right now? So I might lead her in a little bit, you guys. Okay, does that make sense? I might just say, so if you feel comfortable, we can schedule your next appointment right now. If you feel like you just want to get a hold of me when you're complete with it, either way works great for me. So it also just tells me, if they're like, no, I want to schedule it, okay, then I also know, you guys, what kind of coach I'm working with, one that's ready to take action and one that's ready to like move. So I think in closing, let's see, in closing, I have here. Okay, lastly, in closing, this is what I was going to say. I keep these in it's the follow-up coaches binder. So now I have one additional tab, okay, for the it says step by step, and then I complete one of these for every person. So I have a worksheet, a step-by-step worksheet on each coach, and then the coach is responsible for having their own. So there's two, obviously, one for the coach and one for me, and then I just keep this in the follow-up coaches binder so that I have it ready and accessible all the time, because I carry that binder around with me everywhere. So hopefully that helps you guys, and I'm ready to turn the call over to Executive President, Team Member Amy Hendricks, and Millionaire Team Member Heather Beckman.
Hey everybody! So Heather and I are really excited to close out the call talking about the upcoming Learn to Earn event in January. And I wanted to start by referencing what Brooke released on the 8 o'clock call tonight of who our surprise guest trainer is coming in. We have Jane Clark coming in from the UK. And you guys, each event, it's, you know, we might go over some of the same things from the beginning of time in Herbalife, and now we're going over the 10-step system, but what really shifts the event is who it's delivered from. And Jane Clark is an incredible Chairman's Club member, and she's traveling overseas, and I think that says a lot about what we've got going on in the U.S. right now with the 3-day trial system and our 10-step system. And I wanted to share with you a little bit. Jane Clark, she was the first one that Sam and myself heard about the 3-day trial system from when we were on the President's Team vacation in Vail. And you guys, she is one of the pioneers of it, and we're so fortunate to be able to have her right in Minnesota. So Heather and I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about, you know, some of the special parts of the event. So Heather, if you want to jump into and talk about some of what the events have done for you.
I will, yes. You know, when asked if, you know, who wants to help promote the ticket trainings, I was absolutely yes, me. I'm super excited to do it. Am I on there? Okay, great. I'm super excited because Todd and I have really grown our business with trainings. It's been amazing for us. When I got into Herbalife, I actually discovered Herbalife about 7 years ago. And I was battling extreme fatigue, got on the good nutrition of Herbalife, had some immediate results, felt incredible. With that, my friends, family want to know, you know, what are you doing? Can I get some? And then the opportunity with Herbalife really unfolded itself. Being able to work out of my home, make an extra income, filling in the gaps in our household was amazing. And then we heard about this training. So I decided that, okay, I'm going to go ahead and invest in this training into my business from, you know, working from home. So I, you know, got that, that ticket to that training. I, booked my flights. I did all this stuff, in preparing to invest into my business and get to this training. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. I was able to take the skills that they gave me. What they did was they really showed us, skills and structures. They showed us how to use these tools in Herbalife, and I took them back home, a lot like the 3-day trials. I implemented it into my business, and it was just a game changer for our business. It went from kind of filling in some extra income into our household to a complete lifestyle change, for our family. And it's been absolutely amazing since then. So taking this structure, taking the systems that I learned at that training, implemented, and then moving forward, being able to earn over 5, figures every single month in Herbalife, to my husband able to, used to work 8 to 12-hour days, and tiling and manual labor, and now he spends our time with our Herbalife baby who's 3 years old now and having so much fun and enjoying life. And with that, these trains have been our life, our blood of Herbalife, because every time we go to a training, we take it back, we implement into our business. Some of the leaders that you've been hearing about all night long, I can tell you how they've all changed our business because they're such strong leaders. As Amy was just talking about, Jan, how it's something where you're going to hear from the woman that brought the 3-day trials. You're going to hear from these leaders that have now sculpted this system and going to deliver it to you and have continuously been improving it. I have had the honor to watch them continuously, sculpt and shape this 10-5-1R and this Learn to Earn to be the most amazing training for you in January. And the thing is, you can see my passion with every single training I went to. It has actually been changing for our business. It's a great investment to go to, but the thing is, you can hear my passion behind it, but the thing is, some people like numbers. So I want to turn it back over to Amy so you can really hear the numbers of the business and trainings, how they relate to trainings.
Yeah, Heather, I did want to talk a little bit about that tonight because every single event we've ever gone to, we've always come home wishing we would have brought more people with us. So Sam and I decided to start tracking our numbers early on in the business. And while I will say this, like the number what was going on at that time in our business, it gives you a little bit of ideas around, first of all, commitment for your own personal ticket purchase, and then commitment to a goal of the amount of team that you want to bring to the event. So when we have an event coming up like this one in January, when we have someone with not only vision of Jane Clark, but the experience she's had because she's seen this really unfold in the UK and she can share that with us, I think we're saying like we can't possibly have enough people there. So starting out early on in the business, Sam and I tracked exactly who went to the events and what the outcome was post-event organizationally. And, these were the large, team events, just starting out even from just tracking ourselves. So it all starts with you. So we're in an active world team and above call tonight. And this is, really Heather and I saying commitment starts right here. And it starts with seeing your name first on the list before you ask anybody else on your organization to add their name to the list. And it makes you feel integrity with yourself. It makes you feel excited about promoting it. And it also sets yourself in motion around your goals. So when Sam and I look back at our Herbalife journey, I'll just give you guys a little snapshot, but again, know that this is not something that, okay, this is going to reflect in my numbers. It's just something that happened for us at the time. But, when we were hitting active world team, it was Sam and myself, and we brought 3 people to the quarterly event. Then when it was Sam and myself, we brought 6 people, it was get team. So we doubled the amount of people, we doubled the organization volume that came out the following month. Then we had 26 people, so we little over quadrupled the amount of people we brought, and then we quadrupled our business and hit mill team. And then we had ourselves plus 51 people, and then the following month we hit cuts of president's team. So again, the point is you yourself making the commitment to your ticket, and then making a goal that you want attached to the amount of people that you're bringing in your team. So for us early on, we're like, hey, if we can double our active world team people, let's just see if we end up at get team. And then once we hit get team, we're like, hey, if we can if we can quadruple the amount of people at an event that we had at get team, let's just see if we find ourselves in mill team. And it just gave us some basis for making goals. So set goals around what you have personally going on and what you want to see happening for yourself in the future, but it gets your eyes and your head forward, and it gets your mouth opening, it gets your commitment right there, it gets your name on the list for the ticket purchasers, and it sets you in motion for success and what's coming up. So when we say work event to event to event, that's what we're talking about. And when we're talking about a powerful event, I cannot imagine an event more powerful when we have Founder Circle member in attendance, we have Chairman's Club from across the world in attendance, we have 30K President's Team, we have 20K President's Team, we have many, many President's Teams from all over the world. Like, you can't pack a room with more power than that. And it's so, so, so fortunate that we have the opportunity to get our tickets and pack the room with our team. It's just a preview for what's going to happen in our organizations coming out of this system and coming out of this event. So Heather, thanks for letting me share my numbers. If you want to close it out.
Okay.
I'm so excited, you guys.
Wonderful. I couldn't have said that better. I tell you what, I have heard trainings from each of these people that you're going to hear from at the January Learn to Earn. Each one of them has been so powerful, have been so impacting on me and Todd, and have helped us build our business to where it's at. There's never been an excuse about whether or not we do or don't have upline doing the business. We get to go to a training. Each training we get to, we have new leaders teaching us what they have learned in the business. I remember Amy's training when she came to a local event to us, and I still carry that with me, and I still carry it forward. Can you imagine all these people in one room and what you can get from all these people in one room at one training? But not only that, who are you going to bring? For instance, so Amy was talking about, are you going to be on this leaders board? So if you're going to be on this right here, so this was posted earlier today on the Active World Team site. Do you see your name here? If not, I encourage you as your first action step when you get off this call to go online, get on getregistered247.com, get online here. They couldn't have made it any easier for you, so scroll down here to register now. Okay, so get registered 247. Get your name on this board of awesomeness. Be that leader for your team. Let your team see your name on this. So get registered right here. Hit registered now. What you're going to do is you're going to get your tickets today. What I encourage you to do is once you've gotten your tickets, to screenshot that and post that right here in the comments, right here under where the post that Amber made today, so that everybody can see your name there. But I want to go one step further. I want all of you to see my name on there, which you see it on there, and then other team members on there. But I also posted this leaders, ticket purchasers that on our own secret page that we have on our team. And I encourage all those who purchase their ticket to then post their screenshot in the comments too, so we can recognize them all, so we can celebrate them all for getting their tickets and making that commitment. And don't forget, the early bird ticket price is good till November 20th. You want to get that $99 ticket. You want to get your name on that board, so the next time this comes out, you're going to see your name on there. And how many team members will you see, their name on there too? So make sure you get that posted on there. But which is so cool is that they have streamlined this so well that not only do you get your ticket right here on getregistered247.com, I don't think I've ever booked a hotel so easy as right here too. So make sure you get your book your hotel, get right on there. You get to select, what kind of room you want and everything else, so you can have everything right here on getregistered247.com. Make sure you share this on your private pages. You email this out. Get your people with their tickets, get their hotel rooms. So as we learned earlier, we heard some key words from the earlier call about being epic. This is going to be an epic training. As Jen said, the power in the people. How many people are you going to get from your team there? Talk about power in the people. How many people can you get to the Learn to Earn in January? Talk about powerful way to start your new year. So make sure that you get your tickets. And then also, as Maurice was talking about, your 10-5-1, the one business builder, between now and January, how many of those ones will you have at January Learn to Earn also? This is going to be so powerful. Make sure that your name is the first one on that comment. Make sure that you're posting this. Make sure you're showing your team that you're leading from the front, you're getting your ticket, and watch people follow you. It's going to be so incredible. I am super excited. I'm also excited for the party. This is going to be an incredible weekend. I've never been so excited to get to Minnesota in January. It's going to be amazing. So make sure you get out there and get your tickets, and everybody have a wonderful night. And we'll see you all soon in the next Zoom call next Monday.